Lloyd, what's happened?
Up to here. That's where I've got it. Up to here. Of all the star-ridden, presumptuous, hysterical...
Margo again.
And again and again. 2 hours late for the audition to begin with.
Well, that's on time for Margo.
And then a childish, heavy-handed routine about not knowing Eve was her understudy.
Well, it's just possible she didn't.
Of course she knew. For one thing, Addison told her how superbly Eve had read the part. Karen, let me tell you about Eve. She's got everything. A born actress. Sensitive, understanding, young, exciting, vibrant.
Don't run out of adjectives, dear.
Everything a playwright first thinks of wanting to write about. Until his play becomes a vehicle for Miss Channing.
Margo hasn't done badly by it.
Margo's great. She knows it, that's the trouble. She can play Peck's bad boy all she wants, and who's to stop her? Who's to give her that boot in the rear she needs and deserves?
It's gonna be a cozy weekend.
What is?
We're driving out to the country tomorrow night. Just the four of us. Bill, Margo, you, and I.
Well, we've spent weekends before with nobody talking. Just be sure to lock up all blunt instruments and throwable objects.
Newton, they say, thought of gravity by getting hit on the head by an apple. And the man who invented the steam engine, he was watching a tea kettle. But not me. My big idea came to me just sitting on a couch. That boot in the rear to Margo. Heaven knows she had one coming. From me, from Lloyd, from Eve, Bill, Max, and so on. We'd all felt those size fives of hers often enough. But how? The answer was buzzing around me like a fly. I had it. But I let it go. Screaming and calling names is one thing, but this could mean... Why not? Why, I said to myself, not? It would all seem perfectly legitimate, and there were only 2 people in the world who would know. Also, the boot would land where it would do the most good for all concerned. And after all, it was no more than a perfectly harmless joke, which Margo herself would be the first to enjoy. And no reason why she shouldn't be told about it. In time. Hello. Will you please call Miss Eve Harrington to the phone? Not at all, I'll wait. It was a cold weekend, outside and in. Bill didn't come at all. Margo didn't know where he was and didn't care, she kept saying. Somehow we staggered through Sunday, and by the time we drove Margo to the station late Monday afternoon, she and Lloyd had thawed out to the extent of being civil to each other. What time is it?
When you asked a minute ago, it was 5:42. It is now 5:43. When you ask again a minute from now, it will be...
I just don't want Margo to miss her train. As it is, she'll barely make the theater.
5:55. We'll be at the station in plenty of time.
That little place just 2 hours from New York is on my list of things I'll never understand, like collecting shrunken Indian heads.
Well, of all people, you should know what it means to want a little peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet is for libraries.
Lloyd, please.
Just a little skid, that's all. This road's like glass.
Karen and I just don't want an accident.
I have no intention of having an accident.
It isn't important whether you do. We are wearing long underwear.
You know, what's this? But it can't be. We can't be out of gas. I filled it myself yesterday. Wasn't it full when you drove to Brewster this morning?
Well, I guess I didn't look. You know I don't pay attention to those things.
Just incredible.
How much time have we got?
Oh, roughly 10 minutes.
How far to the station?
Oh, about 3 or 4 miles.
Any houses or farms around where we can borrow some gas?
Well, none in sight. There's not much along this back road.
Not many cars either, not much chance of a lift.
Well, no sense in just sitting here. I'm going to walk up about a half a mile, just in case.
You want it on?
Doesn't matter.
I detest cheap sentiment. Karen.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you.
I haven't been very pleasant this weekend.
We've all been a little tense lately.
Come to think of it, I haven't been very pleasant for weeks. For that, I'm truly sorry. More than any two people I know, I don't want you and Lloyd to be angry with me.
We're never deeply angry. We just get mad the way you do. We know you too well.
And so many people know me. I wish I did. I wish someone would tell me about me.
You're Margo. Just Margo.
And what is that? Besides something spelled out in light bulbs, I mean. Besides something called a temperament, which consists mostly of swooping about on a broomstick and screaming at the top of my voice. Infants behave the way I do, you know. They carry on and misbehave. They'd get drunk if they knew how. When they can't have what they want. When they feel unwanted or insecure or unloved.
What about Bill?
What about Bill?
He's in love with you.
More than anything in this world, I love Bill. And I want Bill. And I want him to want me. But me, not Margo Channing. And if I can't tell them apart, how can he?
Well, why should he and why should you?
Bill's in love with Margo Channing. He's fought with her, worked with her, and loved her. But 10 years from now, Margo Channing will have ceased to exist. And what's left will be what?
Margo, Bill is all of 8 years younger than you.
And those years stretch as the years go on. I've seen it happen too often.
Not to you, not to Bill.
Isn't that what they always say? No, I don't suppose the heater runs if the motor doesn't.
It's silly, isn't it? You think they'd fix it so people could just sit in a car and keep warm?
About Eve. I've acted pretty disgracefully toward her, too.
Well,
Don't fumble for excuses. Not here and now with my hair down. At best, let's say I've been oversensitive to her. Well, to the fact that she's so young, so feminine and so helpless. To so many things I want to be for Bill. Funny business, a woman's career. The things you drop on your way up the ladder so you can move faster. You forget you'll need them again when you get back to being a woman. It's one career all females have in common, whether we like it or not. Being a woman. Sooner or later, we've got to work at it. No matter how many other careers we've had or wanted. And in the last analysis, nothing's any good unless you can look up just before dinner or turn around in bed and there he is. Without that, you're not a woman. You're something with a French provincial office or a book full of clippings. But you're not a woman. Slow curtain, the end.
Margo, I want you to know how sorry I am about this.
About what?
This. I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Don't give it a thought. One of Destiny's merry pranks. After all, you didn't personally drain the gasoline tank yourself.
Eve, of course, was superb. Many of the audience understandably preferred to return another time to see Margo. But those who remained cheered loudly, lustily, and long for Eve. How thoughtful of her to call and invite me that afternoon. And what a happy coincidence that several representatives of other newspapers happened to be present. All of us invited that afternoon to attend an understudy's performance about which the management knew nothing until they were forced to ring up the curtain at 9 o'clock. Coincidence.
You were better than all right, kid. You gave a performance. You rang a bell. Little things here and there, but it doesn't matter. You can be proud of yourself. You've got a right to be.
Are you proud of me, Bill?
I'll admit I was worried when Max called. I had my doubts.
You shouldn't have had any doubts.
Well, after all, the other day was one scene. The woods are full of one-scene sensations. But you did it. With work and patience, you'll be a good actress. If that's what you want to be.
Is that what you want me to be?
I'm talking about you and what you want.
So am I.
What have I got to do with it?
Everything.
The names I've been called, but never Svengali. Good luck.
Don't run away, Bill.
From what would I be running?
You're always after truth on the stage. What about off?
I'm for it.
Then face it, I have. Ever since that first night here in this dressing room.
When I told you what every young actress should know?
When you told me that whatever I became, it would be because of you.
Makeup's a little heavy.
And for you.
You're quite a girl.
You think?
I'm in love with Margo. Hadn't you heard?
You hear all kinds of things.
I'm only human, rumors to the contrary, and I'm as curious as the next man.
Find out.
Only thing. What I go after, I want to go after. I don't want it to come after me. Don't cry. Just score it as an incomplete forward pass.
Who is it?
May I come in?
Certainly, Mr. DeWitt.
I expected to find this little room overcrowded with a theater full of people at your feet.
I consider myself lucky they didn't throw things.
And of course, your performance was no surprise to me. After the other day, I regarded it as no more than a promise fulfilled.
You're more than kind. But it's still Miss Channing's performance. I'm just the carbon copy you read when you can't find the original.
You're more than modest.
It's not modesty. I just don't try to kid myself.
A revolutionary approach to the theater. But if I may make a suggestion,
Please do.
I think the time has come for you to shed some of your humility. It is just as false not to blow your horn at all as it is to blow it too loudly.
I don't think I've done anything to sound off about.
We all come into this world with our little egos equipped with individual horns. If we don't blow them, who else will?
Even so. One pretty good performance by an understudy. It'll be forgotten tomorrow.
It needn't be.
Even if I wanted to, as you say, be less humble, blow my own horn, how would I do it? I'm less than nobody.
I am somebody.
You certainly are.
Leave the door open a bit, so we can talk. After you change, if you're not busy elsewhere, we could have supper.
I'd love to. Or should I pretend I'm busy?
Let's have a minimum of pretending. I shall want to do a column about you.
I'm not even enough for a paragraph.
Perhaps more than one. There's so much I want to know. I've heard your story in bits and pieces. Your home in Wisconsin, your tragic marriage, your fanatical attachment to Margo. It started in San Francisco, didn't it? I say your idolatry of Margo started in San Francisco, didn't it?
That's right.
San Francisco, an oasis of civilization in the California desert. Tell me, do you share my high opinion of San Francisco?
Yes, I do.
And that memorable night when Margo first dazzled you from the stage, what theater was it in San Francisco? Was it the Schubert?
Yes, the Schubert.
Fine old theater, the Schubert. Full of tradition, untouched by the earthquake, or should I say fire. Tell me, what was your husband's name?
Eddie?
Eddie what?
I'm about to go into the shower. I won't be able to hear you.
Oh, well, it can wait. Where would you like to go? We must make this a special night.
You take charge.
I believe I will.
Some of the morning papers carried a little squib about Eve's performance. Not much, but full of praise. I couldn't imagine how they found out about it. But Lloyd said Max's publicity man probably sent out the story. At any rate, I felt terribly guilty and ashamed of myself, and wanted nothing so much as to forget the whole thing. Margo and I were having lunch at 21, just like girlfriends, with hats on. Has Miss Channing come in?
Not yet, Mrs. Richards.
Thank you. Oh, Eve! I've heard the most wonderful things about your performance.
Mostly relief that I managed to stagger through it at all.
She was magnificent.
Well, then you've heard, too.
I was there, an eyewitness.
You were there at the play last night?
A happy coincidence.
We're having lunch with a movie talent scout.
Well, they certainly don't waste much time, do they?
It's nothing definite yet. It's just to have lunch.
They'll be wasting this much of their time at any rate. Eve has no intention of going to Hollywood. By the smartness of your dress, I take it that your luncheon companion is a lady.
Margo.
Margo lunching in public?
Oh, it's a new Margo, but she's just as late as the old one.
She may be later than you think. Why not read my column to pass the time? The minutes will fly like hours.
Thank you, Addison.
And now we must join our sunburnt eager beaver.
Goodbye, Karen.
Goodbye.
And so my hat, which has, lo, these many seasons become more firmly rooted about my ears, is lifted to Miss Harrington. I am once more available for dancing in the streets and shouting from the housetops. I thought that one went out with Wolcott. Now, down here, listen to this. Miss Harrington had much to tell, and these columns shall report her faithfully about the lamentable practice in our theater of permitting, shall we say, mature actresses to continue playing roles requiring a youth and vigor for which they retain but a dim memory.
I just can't believe it.
It gets better. About the understandable reluctance on the part of our entrenched first ladies of the stage to encourage, shall we say, younger actresses, about Miss Harrington's own long and unsupported struggle for opportunity.
I can't believe Eve said those things.
In this rat race, everybody's guilty till they're proved innocent. One of the differences between the theater and civilization. What gets me is how all the papers in town happen to catch that particular performance.
Lloyd says it's a publicity release.
The little witch must have sent out Indian runners, snatching critics out of bars and steam rooms and museums or wherever they hole up. But she won't get away with it. Nor will Addison DeWitt and his poison pen. If Equity or my lawyer can't or won't do anything about it, I shall personally stuff that pathetic little lost lamb down Mr. DeWitt's ugly throat.
I came as soon as I read that piece of filth. I ran all the way. Bill's here, baby. Everything's all right now.
I guess at this point, I'm what the French call de trappe.
Maybe just a little around the edges. It's Addison from start to finish. It drips with his brand of venom. Taking advantage of a kid like that, twisting her words, making her say what he wanted her to say.
Where'd you get all that information?
Eve.
Eve?
She's been to see me.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, she left just before you came in. You just missed her.
that was a pity.
Wanted to explain about the interview. Wanted to apologize to someone and didn't dare face Margo.
I wonder why.
She started to tell me all about it and couldn't finish. She cried so. You know, I've been going over our financial condition, if you'll pardon the expression.
That's quite a change of subject.
What with taxes coming up and since I'm a playwright and not an oil well operator, well, I've been thinking.
I'm trying hard to follow you.
If, instead of waiting until next season to do Footsteps on the Ceiling, which is in pretty good shape, and if Margo can be talked into going on tour with Aged in Wood, we could put Footsteps into production right away.
I'm beginning to catch up.
If we can cast it properly, that is.
Maybe get some younger actress for the part. Someone who'd look the part as well as play it.
You've got to admit it'd be a novelty.
Now you're quoting Addison or Eve.
Eve did mention the play, but just in passing. She never asked to play a part like Cora. She never had the nerve.
Eve would ask Abbott to give her Costello.
No, I got the idea myself while she was talking to me about the play.
With gestures, of course.
For once, to write something and have it realized completely. For once, not to compromise.
Lloyd Richards, you are not to consider giving that contemptible little worm the part of Cora.
Now, just a minute.
Margo Channing's not been exactly a compromise all these years. Why, half the playwrights in the world would give their shirts for that particular compromise.
Now, just a minute.
It strikes me that Eve's disloyalty and ingratitude must be contagious.
All this fuss and hysteria because an impulsive kid got carried away by excitement and the conniving of a professional manure slinger named DeWitt. She apologized, didn't she?
On her knees, I've no doubt. Very touching, very Academy of Dramatic Arts.
That bitter cynicism of yours is something you've acquired since you left Radcliffe.
That cynicism you refer to, I acquired the day I discovered I was different from little boys.
Hello? Oh, hi, Margo. No, not at all. Karen and I were just chatting. Why, yes, I'm sure we can, and I'm sure we'd love to. Right. 11:45-ish. See you then. Margo and Bill want us to meet them at the Cub Room tonight after the theater for a bottle of wine.
Margo Channing in the Cub Room. I couldn't be more surprised if she'd said Grant's tomb.
I'm glad Bill's back.
They'd die without each other.
Darling, I didn't promise Eve anything, just that I thought she'd be fine for the part. But there were some practical difficulties.
Such as?
Well, you, for one. I told her you were set on Margo playing the part, and I certainly wouldn't make a change without your approval.
That's fine. Fine and dandy. Just refer all of Miss Eve Harrington's future requests to me.
The so-called art of acting is not one for which I have a particularly high regard.
Hear, hear.
But you may quote me as follows. Quote.
Tonight, Miss Margo Channing gave a performance in your cockamamie play, the like of which I have never seen before and expect rarely to see again. Unquote.
He does not exaggerate. I was good.
You were great.
It's been quite a night. I understand that your understudy, Miss Harrington, has given her notice.
Too bad.
I'm broken up about it.
For some reason, you just can't pick up champagne and drink it. Somebody's got to be very witty about a toast.
I shall propose the toast. Without wit, with all my heart. To Margo. To my bride-to-be.
Glory, hallelujah.
Margo!
Well, of all the you...
Wait. When are you going to do it?
Tomorrow we meet at City Hall at 10. And you're going to be on time.
Yes, sir.
City Hall, that's for prize fighters and reporters. I see a cathedral, a bishop, banks of flowers.
It's only for the license. There's a 3-day wait for blood tests and things like that.
I'll marry you if it turns out you have no blood at all.
What are you going to wear?
Something simple, a fur coat over a nightgown.
The point is this. In a cathedral, a ballpark, or a penny arcade, we want you two beside us as our nearest and dearest friends.
Which we are, which we'll always be.
There are very few moments in life as good as this. Let's remember it. To each of us and all of us, never have we been more close. May we never be farther apart.
Mrs. Richards?
Yes?
For you.
Oh, thank you.
Very indiscreet. Note in the open like that. Next time, tell your lover to blow smoke rings or tap a glass.
Lloyd, I want you to be big about this. The world is full of love tonight. No woman is safe.
Well, this beats all world's records for running, jumping, or standing gall.
Please forgive me for butting into what seems such a happy occasion, but it's most important that I speak with you. Please, and that's underlined, meet me in the ladies' room. Eve.
I understand she's now the understudy in there.
Hand me that empty bottle. I may find her. Well, look. There's Rasputin. Encore de champagne.
Oh, more champagne, Miss Channing?
That's what I said, Bub.
After all, maybe she just wants to apologize.
I have no possible interest in anything she'd have to say.
But what could she say? That's what fascinates me.
Go on, find out.
Karen, during all the years of our long friendship, I have never let you go to the ladies' room alone. Now I must. I am busting to find out what's going on in that feverish little brain waiting in there. Well, all right.
Karen. How nice.
Very effective, but why take it out on me?
I was wondering whether you'd come at all.
Don't get up. Don't act as if I were the Queen Mother.
I don't expect you to be pleasant.
I don't intend to be.
Can't we sit down just for a minute? I've got a lot to say, and none of it's easy.
There can't be very much.
But there is.
Easy or not, I won't believe a word of it.
Why should you? Please sit down. You know, I've always considered myself a very clever girl. Smart. Good head on my shoulders, that sort of thing. Never the wrong word at the wrong time. But then I'd never met Addison DeWitt. I remember I had a tooth pulled once. They gave me some anesthetic. I don't remember the name. It affected me strangely. I found myself saying things I wasn't even thinking. As if my mind was someplace outside of my body and couldn't control what I did or said.
And you felt just like that talking to Addison?
In a way. You find yourself trying to say what you mean. But somehow the words change. They become his words. And suddenly you're not saying what you mean, but what he means.
Do you expect me to believe that you didn't say any of those things? That they were all Addison?
I don't expect you to believe anything. Except that the responsibility is mine. And the disgrace.
Let's not get overdramatic.
You really have a low opinion of me, haven't you? I'll give you some pleasant news. I've been told off in no uncertain terms all over town. Miss Channing should be happy to hear that. To know how loyal her friends are. How much more loyal than she had a right to expect me to be.
Eve, don't cry.
I'm not crying.
Tell me, how did your luncheon turn out with the man from Hollywood?
Some vague promises of a test, that's all. If a particular part should come along, one of those things.
But the raves about your performance.
An understudy's performance.
Oh, well, I think you're painting the picture a little blacker than it is, really. If nothing else, and don't underestimate him, you have a powerful friend in Addison.
He's not my friend. You were my friends.
He can help you.
I wish I'd never met him. I'd like him to be dead. I want my friends back.
Eve, I don't think you meant to cause unhappiness, but you did. More to yourself, perhaps, as it turned out, than to anyone else.
I'll never get over it.
Oh, yes, you will. You theater people always do. Nothing is forever in the theater. Whatever it is, it's here. It flares up, burns hot, and it's gone.
I wish I could believe that.
Give yourself time. Don't worry too much about what people think. You're very young and very talented. And believe it or not, if there's anything I can do.
There is something.
I think I know.
Something most important you can do.
You want to play Cora.
You want me to tell Lloyd I think you should play it?
If you told him so, he'd give me the part. He said he would.
After all you've said, don't you know that part was written for Margo?
It might have been 15 years ago. It's my part now.
You talk just as Addison said you did.
Cora is my part. You've got to tell Lloyd it's for me.
I don't think anything in the world would make me say that.
Addison wants me to play it.
Over my dead body.
That won't be necessary. Addison knows how Margo happened to miss that performance. How I happened to know she'd miss it in time to call him and notify every paper in town. It's quite a story. Addison could make quite a thing of it. Imagine how snide and vicious he could get and still tell nothing but the truth. I had a time persuading him. You better sit down. You look a bit wobbly. If I play Cora, Addison will never tell what happened, in or out of print. A simple exchange of favors. I'm so happy I can do something for you at long last. Your friendship with Margo. Your deep, close friendship. What would happen to it, do you think, if she knew the cheap trick you'd played on her for my benefit? You and Lloyd. How long, even in the theater, before people forgot what happened and trusted you again? No. It'd be so much easier for everyone concerned if I were to play Cora. So much better theater, too.
A part in a play. You do all that just for a part in a play.
I'd do much more for a part that good.
Hungry? I'm not surprised after all that humble pie.
Nothing of the kind. Karen and I had a nice talk.
Heart to heart, woman to woman, including a casual reference to the part of Cora and your hopes of playing it?
I discussed it very openly. I told her I'd spoken to Lloyd and that he was interested.
And Karen mentioned, of course, that Margo expects to play the part.
Oddly enough, she didn't say a word about Margo.
Oh.
Just that she'll be happy to do what she can to see that I play.
Just like that, eh?
Just like that.
You know, Eve, sometimes I think you keep things from me.
I don't think that's funny.
It wasn't meant to be.
I confide in you and rely on you more than anyone I've ever known. To say a thing like that now, without any reason, when I need you more than ever.
I hope you mean what you say. I intend to hold you to it. We have a great deal in common, it seems to me.
Well, what happened?
Nothing much. She apologized.
With tears. With tears, but not right away. First the business of fighting them back, chin up, stout fella.
Check. Very classy stuff. Lots of technique.
You mean all this time she's done nothing but apologize? What did you say?
Not much. Groom. May I have a wedding present?
What would you like, Texas?
I want everybody to shut up about Eve. Just shut up about Eve. That's all I want. Give Karen more wine. Never have I been so happy. Isn't it a lovely room? The Cub Room. What a lovely, clever name. Where the elite meet. Never have I seen so much elite, all with their eyes on me, waiting for me to crack that little gnome on the noggin with a bottle. But not tonight. I'm forgiving tonight. Even Eve, I forgive Eve. There they go. There goes Eve. Eve evil, little Miss Evil. But the evil that men do, how does that go, Groom? Something about the good they leave behind. I played it once in Rep in Wilkes-Barre.
You've got it backwards even for Wilkes-Barre.
You know why I forgive Eve. She left good behind. The four of us here together. It's Eve's fault. I forgive her. And Bill, especially Bill. She did that too.
You know, she probably means well after all.
She is a louse.
Never try to outguess Margo.
Groom.
Yes, dear.
You know what I'm going to be?
A cowboy
A married lady.
with a paper to prove it.
I'm going to look up at 6 o'clock. And there he'll be. Remember, Karen?
I remember.
You'll be there, won't you?
Often enough to keep the franchise.
No more make-believe, off stage or on. Remember Lloyd. I mean it now. Lloyd, will you promise not to be angry with me?
Well, that depends.
No, I mean really deeply angry.
I don't think I could be.
Well, I don't want to play Cora. What? Now, wait a minute. You're always so touchy about his plays. It isn't the part. It's a great part and a fine play. But not for me anymore. Not for a four-square, upright, downright, forthright married lady.
What's your being married got to do with it?
It means I've finally got a life to live. I don't have to play parts I'm too old for. Just because I've got nothing to do with my nights. Oh, Lloyd, I know you've made plans. I'll make it up to you, believe me. I'll tour a year with this one, anything. Only you do understand, don't you?
What's so funny?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Everything. Everything's so funny.
Lloyd never got around, somehow, to asking whether it was all right with me for Eve to play Cora. Bill, oddly enough, refused to direct the play at first, with Eve in it. Lloyd and Max finally won him over. Margo never came to rehearsal. Too much to do around the house, she said. I'd never known Bill and Lloyd to fight as bitterly and often, and always over some business for Eve, or a move, or the way she read a speech. But then I'd never known Lloyd to meddle as much with Bill's directing, as far as it affected Eve, that is. Somehow Eve kept them going. Bill stuck it out. Lloyd seemed happy. And I thought it might be best if I skipped rehearsals from then on. It seemed to me I had known always that it would happen, and here it was. I felt helpless. That helplessness you feel when you have no talent to offer, outside of loving your husband. How could I compete? Everything Lloyd loved about me, he'd gotten used to long ago. Hello? Who? Who's calling, Mr. Richards?
My name wouldn't mean anything. I room across the hall from Eve Harrington. And she isn't well. She's been crying all night, and she's hysterical, and she doesn't want a doctor, and...
Who is it? What's it all about?
Did Miss Harrington tell you to call Mr. Richards?
Oh, no, Eve didn't say to call him. But I remember that I saw Mr. Richards with her a couple of times, and, well, I thought they being such good friends, and...
Hello, this is Lloyd Richards. Where is Eve? Let me talk to her.
Hello, Mr. Richards. She's upstairs in her room. I really hate to bother you this way, but the way Eve's been feeling, I've just been worried sick, what with her leaving tomorrow for New Haven and all.
Tell her not to worry. Tell her I'll be right over.
To the theater world, New Haven, Connecticut, is a short stretch of sidewalk between the Schubert Theater and the Taft Hotel, surrounded by what looks very much like a small city. It is here that managers have what are called out-of-town openings, which are openings for New Yorkers who want to go out of town.
What a day. What a heavenly day.
D-Day.
Just like it.
And tomorrow morning you will have won your beachhead on the shores of immortality.
Stop rehearsing your column. Isn't it strange, Addison? I thought I'd be panic-stricken, want to run away or something. Instead, I can't wait for tonight to come.
To come and go.
Are you that sure of tomorrow?
Aren't you?
Frankly, yes.
It'll be a night to remember. It'll bring me everything I've ever wanted. The end of an old road, the beginning of a new one.
All paved with diamonds and gold?
You know me better than that.
Paved with what, then?
Stars. What time?
Almost 4.
Plenty of time for a nice long nap. We rehearsed most of last night.
You could sleep now, couldn't you?
Why not?
The mark of a true killer. Sleep tight, rest easy, and come out fighting.
Why did you call me a killer?
What did I say, killer? I meant champion. I get my boxing terms mixed.
Addison, come in for a minute, will you? I've got something to tell you.
Sweets are for expense accounts. Aren't you being extravagant?
Max is paying for it. He and Lloyd had a terrific row, but Lloyd insisted. Can I fix you a drink?
Also with the reluctant compliments of Max Fabian?
Lloyd. I never have any. He likes a few drinks after we finish, so he sent it up.
Some plain soda. Lloyd must be expecting a record run in New Haven.
That's for tonight. You're invited. We're having everyone up after the performance.
We are?
Lloyd and I.
I find it odd that Karen isn't here for the opening, don't you?
Addison.
She's always been so frenetically devoted to Lloyd. One would think that only death or destruction could keep her.
Addison, just a few minutes ago, when I said this would be a night to remember, that it would bring me everything I ever wanted.
Oh, yes, something about an old road ending and a new one starting, all paved with stars.
I didn't mean just the theater.
What else?
Lloyd Richards. He's going to leave Karen. We're going to be married.
So that's it. Lloyd. Still just the theater, after all.
It's nothing of the kind. Lloyd loves me. I love him.
I know nothing of Lloyd and his loves. I leave those to Louisa May Alcott, but I do know you.
I'm in love with Lloyd.
Lloyd Richards is commercially the most successful playwright in America.
You have no right to say such thing.
And artistically the most promising. Eve, dear, this is Addison.
Oh, Addison, won't it be just perfect? Lloyd and I. There's no telling how far we can go. You'll write great plays for me. I'll make them great. You're the only one I've told. The only one who knows except Lloyd and me.
And Karen.
She doesn't know.
She knows enough not to be here.
But not all of it. Not that Lloyd and I are going to be married.
I see. And when was this unholy alliance joined?
We decided night before last, before we came up here.
I trust the setting was properly romantic. Lights on dimmers and gypsy violins off stage.
The setting wasn't romantic, but Lloyd was. He woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, banging on my door. He couldn't sleep, he said. He'd left Karen. Couldn't go on with a play or anything else until I promised to marry him. We sat and talked until it was light. He never went home.
You sat and talked until it was light?
We sat and talked, Addison. I want to run at the play contract.
There never was, and there never will be another like you.
Well, say something. Anything. Congratulations. Skål. Good work, Eve.
What do you take me for?
I don't know that I'd take you for anything.
Is it possible, even conceivable, that you've confused me with that gang of backward children you play tricks on? That you have the same contempt for me as you have for them?
I'm sure you mean something by that, Addison, but I don't know what.
Look closely, Eve. It's time you did. I am Addison DeWitt. I'm nobody's fool, least of all yours.
I never intended you to be.
Yes, you did, and you still do.
I still don't know what you're getting at. But right now I want to take my nap. It's important
It's important right now that we talk. Killer to killer.
Champion to champion.
Not with me, you're no champion. You're stepping way up in class.
Addison, will you please say what you have to say, plainly and distinctly, and then get out so I can take my nap?
Oh, very well, plainly and distinctly, though I consider it unnecessary because you know as well as I do what I'm going to say. Lloyd may leave Karen, but he will not leave Karen for you.
What do you mean by that?
More plainly and more distinctly, I have not come to New Haven to see the play, discuss your dreams, or pull the ivy from the walls of Yale. I've come here to tell you that you will not marry Lloyd, or anyone else for that matter, because I will not permit it.
What have you got to do with it?
Everything. Because after tonight, you will belong to me.
Belong? To you? I can't believe my ears.
A dull cliche.
Belong to you? It sounds medieval. Something out of an old melodrama.
So does the history of the world for the past 20 years. I don't enjoy putting it as bluntly as this. Frankly, I'd hoped that somehow you would have known, that you would have taken it for granted that you and I...
Taken it for granted? That you and I...
Now remember, as long as you live, never to laugh at me. At anything or anyone else, but never at me.
Get out.
You're too short for that gesture. Besides, it went out with Mrs. Fisk.
Then if you won't get out, I'll have you thrown out.
Don't pick up that phone. Don't even touch it. Something told you to do what I said, didn't it? That instinct is worth millions. You can't buy it, Eve. Cherish it. When that alarm goes off, go to your battle stations. To begin with, your name is not Eve Harrington. It's Gertrude Slozinski.
What of it?
It's true your parents were poor, and they still are. They would like to know how you are and where. They haven't heard from you for 3 years.
What of it?
A matter of opinion, granted. It's also true that you worked in a brewery. But life in the brewery was apparently not as dull as you pictured it. In fact, it got less and less dull until your boss's wife had your boss followed by detectives.
She never proved anything, not a thing.
But the $500 you got to get out of town brought you straight to New York, didn't it? That $500 brought you straight to New York, didn't it?
She was a liar. She was a liar.
Answer my question. Weren't you paid to get out of town? There was no Eddie, no pilot. You've never been married. That was not only a lie, it was an insult to dead heroes and the women who loved them. San Francisco has no Schubert Theater. You've never been to San Francisco. That was a stupid lie, easy to expose, not worthy of you.
I had to get in to meet Margo. I had to say something, be somebody, make her like me.
And she did like you. She helped and trusted you. You paid her back by trying to take Bill away.
That's not true.
I was there. I saw you and heard you through the dressing room door. You used my name and column to blackmail Karen into getting you the part of Cora, and you lied to me about it.
No, no, no!
I had lunch with Karen not 3 hours ago, as always with women who try to find out things she told more than she learned. Now, do you want to change your story about Lloyd beating at your door the other night?
Please, please.
That I should want you at all suddenly strikes me as the height of improbability. But that in itself is probably the reason. You're an improbable person, Eve, and so am I. We have that in common. Also a contempt for humanity, an inability to love and be loved, insatiable ambition and talent. We deserve each other. Are you listening to me? Then say so.
Yes, Addison.
And you realize and you agree how completely you belong to me?
Yes, Addison.
Then take your nap, and good luck for tonight.
I won't play tonight. I couldn't. Not possibly. I couldn't go on.
Couldn't go on? You'll give the performance of your life. And she gave the performance of her life. And it was a night to remember that night.
Honored members of the Sarah Siddon Society, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what is there for me to say? Everything wise and witty has long since been said by minds more mature and talents far greater than mine. For me to thank you as equals would be presumptuous. I am an apprentice in the theater and have much to learn from all of you. Let me say only that I am proud and happy, and that I regard this great honor not so much as an award for what I have achieved, but as a standard to hold against what I have yet to accomplish. And further, that I regard it as bestowed upon me only in part. The larger share belongs to my friends in the theater, and to the theater itself, which has given me all I have. In good conscience, I must give credit where credit is due. To Max Fabian. Dear Max. Dear, sentimental, generous, courageous Max Fabian, who took a chance on an unknown, untried amateur. To my first friend in the theater, whose kindness and graciousness I shall never forget. Karen, Mrs. Lloyd Richards. It was Karen who first brought me to one whom I'd always idolized. One who became my benefactress and champion. A great actress and a great woman, Margo Channing. To my director, who demanded always a little more than my talent could provide, but who taught me patiently and well, Bill Sampson. And one without whose great play and faith in me, this night could never have been. How can I repay Lloyd Richards? How can I repay the many others, so many I couldn't possibly name them all, whose help, guidance, and advice have made this the happiest night of my life possible. Although I am going to Hollywood next week to make a film, do not think for a moment that I am leaving you. How could I? My heart is here in the theater, and 3,000 miles are too far to be away from one's heart. I'll be back to claim it, and soon. That is, if you want me back.
Good night to all a good night.
For services rendered beyond the whatever it is of duty, darling.
Come on, I'm the host. I got to get home before my guests start stealing the liquor.
Congratulations, Eve.
Thank you, Karen.
Congratulations, Miss Harrington.
Oh, thank you so much.
Nice speech, Eve. But I wouldn't worry too much about your heart. You can always put that award where your heart ought to be.
I don't suppose there's a drink left.
You can have one at Max's.
I don't think I'm going.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
I'm so happy for you, Eve.
Thank you so much.
Well, Max has gone to a great deal of trouble. This is going to be an elaborate party, and it's for you.
No, it isn't. It's for this.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
Exactly. Here, take it to the party instead of me.
You're being very childish.
I'm tired. I want to go home.
Very well. I'll drop you off. I should go to the party alone. I have no intention of missing it.
Miss Harrington.
What are you doing here?
I guess I fell asleep. Please don't have me arrested. Please, I didn't steal anything. You can search me.
How did you get in here?
I hid outside in the hall till the maid came to turn down your bed. She must have forgot something. When she went to get it, she left the door open. I sneaked in and hid till she finished. And then I just looked around. Pretty soon I was afraid that somebody would notice the lights were on, so I turned them off. And then I guess I fell asleep.
You were just looking around.
That's all.
What for?
You probably won't believe me.
Probably not.
It was for my report.
What report? To whom?
About how you live, what kind of clothes you wear, what kind of perfume and books, things like that. You know the Eve Harrington clubs that they have in most of the girls' high schools.
I've heard of them.
Ours was one of the first, Erasmus Hall. I'm the president.
Erasmus Hall. That's in Brooklyn, isn't it?
Well, lots of actresses come from Brooklyn. Barbara Stanwyck and Susan Hayward. Of course, they're just movie stars. You're going to Hollywood, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
From the trunks you're packing, you must be going to stay a long time.
I might.
That spilled drink's going to ruin your carpet.
Maid'll fix it in the morning.
I'll just clean up the mess.
Don't bother. How'd you get up here from Brooklyn?
Subway.
How long does it take?
Oh, with changing and everything, a little over an hour.
It's after 1 now. You won't get home till all hours.
I don't care if I never get home.
That's the door.
You rest. I'll get it.
Hello. Who are you?
Miss Harrington's resting, Mr. DeWitt. She asked me to see who it is.
Oh, well, we won't disturb her rest. It seems Miss Harrington left her reward in the taxicab. Will you give it to her? Tell me, how did you know my name?
It's a very famous name, Mr. DeWitt.
And what's your name?
Phoebe.
Phoebe?
I call myself Phoebe.
And why not? Tell me, Phoebe, do you want someday to have an award like that of your own?
More than anything else in the world.
Then you must ask Miss Harrington how to get one. Miss Harrington knows all about it.
Who was it? Just a taxi driver, Miss Harrington. You left your award in his cabin. He brought it back.
Oh. Put it on one of the trunks, will you? I want to pack it.
Sure, Miss Harrington.